Just about a week ago, I brought you guys a report from WinFuture that stated the Pixel 8a, the upcoming, should you call it mid-range variant of the Pixel lineup, was going to be launching at a once again increased price, perhaps around $550. Now look, we have seen full photos, 3D renders of this device. It should be announced sometime in May, launching shortly thereafter. Today, we have some more information to talk about, breaking news from Android Authority. We're going to double back around to that price at the end of it because things are getting very strange on that point. But biggest thing, let's talk about that article on Android Authority. Actually, let's just open that article up because it's quite lovely. We haven't spoken about Camilla here in a little while, but they're back with another set of breaking news. As you can see, Pixel 8a boasts 120 Hz display, Tensor G3 DisplayPort output, and better availability. You can see here they've got this nice little graph set up showing that the Pixel 8a would share a lot of specifications with the Pixel 7a, same size screen, same resolution, but some big changes here, guys. So first off, corner radius at native resolution, 128 pixels. What we're talking about here, I believe, is how much it's curved. And of course, if we jump to this article from SmartPre, you can see maybe what we're talking about, that corner radius. This thing is very, very curved. It's very, very rounded. Some of you will hate that. I personally like it a lot, but there's more than that, right? So 120 hertz refresh rate for so long, up until the Pixel 7a, these A series phones ran at 60 hertz. The Pixel 6a was a 60 hertz device. We went to 90. Now we are reportedly going to the full 120, and even maybe more important to me than that, 1400 nits of brightness. Guys, this is the Pixel 8 screen effectively minus 0.1 of an inch. Maybe that's explained by the additional curvature at the corner. Probably not, but you see what I'm saying. You're not really losing anything in terms of the screen with this device. Now, you may be wondering, if it's got basically the same screen, where are the places where it's actually going to be cut down a little bit from the mainline Pixel devices? Let's talk about one of them. The processor. It is indeed the Tensor G3, which makes it definitely faster, should be slightly more efficient than the Tensor G2 that was in the Pixel 7a, but it's not identical. There's a change here. The regular G3 uses fan-out panel level packaging. The 8a's G3 uses integrated package on package. Now, basically what this means is it's thicker and hotter, and so it should also be cheaper and potentially should run a little bit slower. If it is indeed running hotter, it can't be quite as aggressive with its clock speeds. It may need to run a little bit lower to stay cooler, and that is going to affect your performance at least a little bit, but primarily there it's going to be cheaper, which allows them to bring that price down a little bit more. Another place where things are definitely going to be cut down a little bit is in the camera. And it's keeping the same camera setup that we had from the Pixel 7a. The same Sony IMX 787 and 712 will be what you're using there. 787 for your primary, 64 megapixel. Same camera, actually, if not mistaken, basically the same camera as in the Pixel Fold. And then that 712 13 megapixel ultra-wide camera. Now, it's not bad, right? We've seen Marques Brownlee's blind camera test, and these cameras perform extraordinarily well because they are super well tuned. So I don't think you're going to have any problems with this camera. But when you compare it to the GN sensors that the mainline Pixels use, it is definitely a step down. Another really interesting point made here in this article is that apparently the Pixel 8a, just like the 8 and the 8 Pro, will have DisplayPort output support. What does this mean? It means that the hardware exists in this phone to plug it in with a USB-C cable and then plug the other end into a monitor, whether it's C to HDMI or C to C, whatever it might be. It has the physical capability to display its display onto that other display. Does that make sense? To output its display onto an external display. Now, keep in mind, this feature has just been enabled in software in the latest Android beta. I think it's one of the QPR betas to be specific, on the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro. link in the description to me updating to that beta and then showing off that feature on my 8 Pro. So it's entirely possible that this will be disabled still on the Pixel 8a, but the hardware is there, okay? So that's not the same as on the Pixel Fold, which lacks the hardware. The Pixel 7 and 7a, which lack the hardware. It at least has it, so presumably that's a thing that should be there at least eventually. So one more thing to touch on in this article, potentially expanded availability. Now they say at the bottom, it's a prediction, might not be wholly accurate, but we might see releases in the regions on your screen right now. But something else that I mentioned was the fact that the price of this thing is getting us into a really weird place. So I made this graph the other day showing Pixel phone prices. And if you look at this, you come down to the Pixel 8a, you can see the A series keep going up in price, but you can also see the standard models went up in price as well. And I mentioned when I talked about this price that there is this effect where things that are priced more premium are perceived to be more premium. Maybe I should say things that are priced more expensively are perceived to be more premium. And I speculated that that's kind of what Google's been trying to do. They've got the Pixels out there. People bought them when they were really cheap. They kind of fell in love with this new brand of Pixel, and they've slowly been increasing the price. OnePlus did the same thing. It didn't really work out great for them, but Google is trying to do the same thing. And you know what? Their sales are going up each year. Their revenue is going up each year. So it seems like maybe it's working. So this kind of made sense in that direction. I'm not saying that it's what I want them to do, but I'm saying that's why I think they're doing it. And I'm saying that I believe it has been effective so far. But if we assume $550 is the price here, we have a weird problem because right now, the Pixel 8, the standard Pixel 8 is $499. And you can find it on sale fairly regularly for really cheap, really close to that $550 mark. And again, as you can see right now, less than that $550 amount, which is rumored. I hope it's not that. I hope it's like $499. But even still, the Pixel 8a standard that's got the better camera setup and the better processor, it's right there at that same price. So by the time the 8a comes out, this thing needs to be back to regular price. And let me just tell you that if you're looking at the 8a and you think it looks really good, and honestly, for the price, $500, $550, the phone they're putting together at that price point, I think is going to be excellent. I'm not telling you anything shocking. The 6a was excellent. The 7a was excellent. The 8a is going to be excellent, even if it still is a little bit more expensive. They are improving the specs, so it does make some sense. But the Pixel 8 at $499 is even more excellent. So I would recommend you buy that instead. Affiliate link in the description down below. There's actually a spring sale going on right now across the board of Pixel devices. 25-30% off all of them. $500 off the Pixel Fold if you want to also check that out. But again, puts us in sort of this weird no man's land for the pricing of this upcoming Pixel 8a. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Can you make sense of this pricing, the specifications? It seems like they're basically making another Pixel 8 with some very minor changes. And the price might be a little bit high, in particular if they keep dropping the price of the standard Pixel 8. Now, of course, like Google loves to do, the 8a will be probably heavily discounted within like 3 months of it being out. You'll probably be able to get it for like $400 or something like that. They love doing that kind of thing. So maybe that's the long-term plan. Introduce it here so they can discount it later. I don't know. Again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll drop a link to this article in the description. I did not show you everything written on purpose, so you will click on that link and go read it yourself, which you should absolutely go do. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.